Alright, how we doing? How'd you guys like those, the first block of films? Good? Alright, great. Alright, so we have another block for you, and I know you guys got those slips of paper. It's a vote, the audience vote. Just make sure you don't vote until you see the second block, because everyone gets an equal vote, whatever. Alright, so the next person I want to welcome to the stage is Randy Rossilli Jr. We have a short video we're going to show first, and then you can come right up.
I'm Randy Rossilli Jr. I'm the owner of Nightstand Studios. There's no such thing as a typical day at Nightstand Studios. We are a one-stop shop that you can come in and have an idea for an animation, TV pilot. There's not one aspect that couldn't be created here. From puppet building, to doing voiceover work, creating original music, shooting and filming, to building and designing your sets. We try to work with each of our clients and try to meet their individual needs. I think that the bottom line is if our clients are happy, they're going to become repeat clients. And that's really our goal, is to bring them into the Nightstand family. Nightstand's greatest success, I think, is the building of this studio facility. A lot of people would think it was winning and being nominated for 4 Emmys. You can't go into projects thinking that you're going to win an Emmy. You go in thinking that you're going to create something special. Nightstand Studios, the most creative place on earth.
Yeah, Randy has helped me out so much. He's supported me with all of my endeavors, and he's a true mentor to me, and I've been given the privilege to intern at his studio. So please give it up for Randy Rossilli Jr.
Testing one on. Come on. Andy's playing with me out there. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to try to be as brief as I possibly can, which Greg and my daughters will tell you is a very rare thing. But it really is quite a thrill to be here back in a high school. As you saw, I spent a career before this career as an educator, where I was a teacher and a supervisor and a principal and a central office administrator. And I was in Middleburg Public Schools, and Mr. Rogers passed away. And I called my wife, yes, Mr. Rogers from PBS, I called my wife and I called my mother in that order, and I said, the last man in America who told people that children matter, that families matter, that dreams matter, has passed away. And I'm going to dedicate my life to his legacy. And much to the chagrin of my mother-in-law, who says, what makes you think you're the next Mr. Rogers? What makes you think you're the next Walt Disney? We took that leap. And my wife did say, make it your life and not your midlife crisis. And we took the leap of faith from the safety of being a public school educator to getting into this crazy business that is entertainment. And 3 years later, we were fortunate enough to have gotten that little trophy and other nominations after that. The reason I tell you that is because I want to talk to you about passion. I want to talk to you about life experience. When an intern comes into our building, it's the first thing I speak to them about, is passion and life experience. And if you looked at my resume throughout my life, it sounds ridiculous. From installing carpet, tile, and linoleum, to training horses and training Mustangs, to delivering flowers, to being a music therapist, to being a school teacher, to being a principal, to now doing what I do. And along the way, each of those experiences has had an impact on what I do each and every day as a TV producer, as a writer, as a creative person. If I'm developing characters, whether they're animated or real, I'm able to fall back on people who I've met in my life doing the most diverse things. Whether it was the guy who was next to me installing tile, or the guy who kept on getting thrown off the horse, or the teacher who taught right next to me. These people had personalities. These people had their own uniqueness that allows me to draw from them. And whether we're building a set and I'm now in construction again, or we are creating new characters, and I'm trying to come up with a voice or something like that for them. These voices or these things come from my real life. And I think that the more you do outside of your film life or outside of your creative life, the better you will be as a creative. Because if you have no life experience to draw from, then you're just making it up. And a lot of times, when you just make it up, those people who really know how to do it, or really know that you're faking. It's not unlike, last year there was a reality show with Tony Danza, who was the boss. And he went into a school in Philadelphia to be a teacher for the year. Now he had his teaching degree, but he never taught. And everybody thinks, because we've all been in classrooms, that we all can teach. Why? Because we've seen it done day after day after day, year after year after year. But being a teacher is as much of an art as being a dancer, is as much of an art as being a singer or a musician or a painter. It's something you practice. It's something that you develop over time. So for Tony Danza to come in and become a teacher, the kids knew he was faking it. And the kids ate him up. And here he is on national TV crying that the kids are beating him up. So my point of telling you that is, it's very, very important for you as creatives to expose yourselves to as much activity as possible. Mr. Chase said it great, write what you know. Well, if all you know is studying film, that's all you know. But if what you know is living a life outside of film, then you bring that back into your art. The other thing about doing that is you might find something else you're passionate about. I am not dissuading you from being creative because it's great. I've never worked a day in my life. Thomas Edison said, I never worked a day in my life. It was all fun. And that's true. Throughout my life, no matter what I was doing, music therapist, all those jobs, every day I went to work, I had fun. Today I went to work, I had fun. When it ceases to be fun, I will sell my studio and I'll go do something else. Because we only have one life to live. And in that life, you must seize that day. Like Dead Poets Society, seize the day. And if you seize that day, and every day is something that you're passionate about, or every day you're living it to its fullest, you'll never have regrets. You'll never have regrets. And the reason why I tell you this is because being in our business is very heartbreaking. Mr. Chase says, I don't have a TV series right now. Well, he's David Chase. And chances are he can make a few calls, and if he has a good idea, someone will speak with him. But once upon a time, he wasn't David Chase. He was just Dave Chase who's got some writing. He's got some scribbles. But until he became the David Chase that we know, with all the Emmys and the Golden Globes, etc., just like me, you worry from project to project, what am I doing after this project? Will I get the funding for the next project? Will we get the distribution for the next project? And until you can really handle that, until you can really take the pressure that is really roughing it, find something else you're passionate about. My Uncle Steve, rest his soul, was a musician. And before I finished my bachelor's even, I was going to drop out of college, I was going to Nashville, and I was going to be, the next great thing. I was going to be Garth Brooks before Garth Brooks was Garth Brooks. That's what I was going to be. And my Uncle Steve pulled me aside, and at the time he was laying drywall. And he said, Randy, you are a very talented musician and you can really sing. He said, but there's someone out there who plays basketball better than Michael Jordan. We just never heard of him. And the truth of the matter is, the best might never be heard. But while you're waiting to be heard, what is it that you're going to do with your life? That's what he said to me. And so I thought, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to become a teacher. And I became a teacher because I thought that that would be a great way of channeling my creativity, channeling my ability to speak, channeling my life as an actor. Because every day you're putting on 6 shows a day as a teacher. And I did that. And I loved it. And I never worked a day in my life because I found something else that I was equally passionate about as I am about creating, as I am about music, as I am about television. So my advice to you is follow your dreams. That's a cliche. Follow your dreams. Looking at that horizon as your dream. But don't miss what's happening right in front of you. Each and every day, you're meeting people. Each and every day, you're developing that network that David mentioned. Each and every day, you have an opportunity to do something great. And each and every day, you have an opportunity to start over again. Last thing I want to speak to you about starting over again, is the word no. When you graduate college, you know, I like watching graduation. I'll go to a graduation and I'll go, wow, look at all the unemployed people here. Right? And those who get employed are the people who understand the word no. The word no, when it comes to success, the word no, when it comes to achieving something in life, does not mean no. What it means is, not right now. And when you hear a no, that roadblock that gets put in front of you, what you do is, you figure out what the mother of that no is. Why did that person say no to you? Did they say no to you because, well, there's not the available budget for you right now? Did they say no to you because, hey, if they take you on, you might take their job? Did they say no just because they didn't like the sneakers you were wearing? Did they say no because of whatever? Find out what that no is. And if it's important enough to you, you'll be able to massage that no into a maybe, and then massage that maybe into a yes. And that all happens because of fortitude. So I leave you with this. Every day is a new day to start something new, start something exciting. And every day is an opportunity for you to meet new characters that you can put into your creativity, that you can put into your stories. Because if you don't know it, you can't write it. And last but not least, don't accept no from anybody. Do not accept no from anybody. And I'll leave you with a very great thanks. I had so much fun looking at all these films, 45 films, and when Greg gave them to me, I remember falling asleep a couple of nights with the laptop on my lap, watching them. But what your teachers have done for you, and your parents have done for you, is they've taught you how to communicate. They've taught you how to communicate with sight, and with sound, and with emotion. And you should all be very proud of the work you've done. Thank you very much for your time.